Hey, TikTok. I've just spent the last, I don't know, pretty much the entire morning trying to figure out how to upload a little photo album that was kind of I don't know, my photo journal of my cancer adventure so far. And I don't know, I was trying to do the voiceover thing to make them to narrate the pictures as they came up, and I I don't know, it didn't happen. The photos went by too fast, and I couldn't really get like 3 words in per picture, and they deserved a lot more than that a piece. So I'm recording this, and I'm hoping that I can sort of insert the pictures in as I talk. I don't know. We're going to give that a try. So the whole thing started when I found a lump in my boob. It was like right here. I got bit by a bug or something, and I was like itching away at it, and I felt something in there. I was like, oh God, that's weird. And my boyfriend felt it too. It was, I don't know, it was scary. Here's the thing. I had a mammogram in December, so 6 months later, I've got this lump. It's about the size of a grape, I think. And the mammogram didn't pick it up. So I've got this lump that got completely missed. I don't know how it got missed, but there it is. And it's that big in 6 months. So that kind of freaked me out a little bit. You hear a puppy whining in the background. That's because his mommy has gone to the store, and he's just kind of sitting at the window waiting for her to come home. So yeah, the lump. I went to my doctor and I said, "Hey, Dr. Rachel, got this lump," and she felt it and she said, "Okay, we're gonna go get this looked at." So she sent me to the ultrasound place, and they took an ultrasound of it. And in the ultrasound, there were some little colored spots. I'll include the pictures of the ultrasounds. And I asked her what the colored bits were, and she said they were veins. And I pretty much knew at that point, because just other kinds of cysts don't get veins. Cancer cysts get veins. So they took some measurements, and I got referred to an MRI place, and I included a picture of the MRI machine and the bandages and the bracelets they put on me and my grippy socks. And I wish at the MRI place, I wish they had told me that they were gonna give me an IV, so I could have, emotionally braced myself, or at least took an Excedrin or something. I don't know. I'd get really panicky around needles. So they stuck an IV in my hand and put some kind of dye or something in it, and then they stuck me in this MRI machine. It was kind of weird because I was like, Superman pose, face down, and they had this divider thing, so my boobs were just kind of hanging straight down. I was waiting for someone to come milk me or something. It was, yeah, anyway. So then they took some pictures. So there was a step between the MRI and the ultrasound. They did take a core sample. So they came in and they did a biopsy. So they basically tunneled in from the top and took samples all the way through it. And then they found something weird. I still don't know what it is, but they found something weird, so they sent it off to a different lab. And the different lab said that they couldn't tell from the samples. I don't know what they were looking for, but they couldn't say one way or the other. And they said that I would learn more after my surgery when they send the whole lump to the lab, and they'll be able to look at it more and see what's going on with that. Okay, so biopsy. Then we get to the MRI, and I'll include that picture too. And there's a big, big, big white spot, and that's why I wanted to mention the biopsy, is because they told me that that was a hematoma from the biopsy. So that's just kind of some blood seeping out of the hole they poked to take the samples out. And then after the core samples, they determined that it was cancer. Luckily, it's like in situ. Wait, I'll try to remember the word. Ductal carcinoma in situ, which I guess, as far as the different kinds of breast cancers you can get, it's one of the more benign ones, and we caught it really super early on. Hang on a sec. Apparently the kind of tumor I had can eventually burst out. It was in the duct still, where it had developed, and it was still contained in the duct. And they caught it before it had a chance to go anywhere, so that's a blessing. It was what's referred to as stage 0. Still kind of freaking me out that it grew so big in between the time I got the MRI and now. I still need to talk to somebody about that, but I thought maybe they would have more to say about that after the sample comes back. Because I really do want to know, did the MRI miss it the first time? Or was it not there and it just grew that fast in 6 months? That's a question, which both options frankly freak me out, but what are you gonna do? So hang on, my dog's barking. There's probably somebody on their bicycle going by. So I talked to the surgeon. In my consultation with the surgeon, the surgeon told me in order to leave less of a scar, she was gonna come in at the top of my nipple and then tunnel up to where the tumor is, and then pull the skin up, or whatever, the stuff underneath, up so that I didn't have a scar. She didn't really ask me anything about it. She just said, okay, here's what we're going to do. And I was like, okay, well, you're the expert, so you know better than me, I guess. So that was the plan. And then this whole thing went really fast from the time of the ultrasound to the time of my surgery. Not a month passed. It's like this whole thing has just been really fast. So when the day of the surgery came, oh, now there's a siren. The surgeon was late. Apparently there was some trouble with somebody before me earlier in the day. My appointment was at 10 a.m. It was finally noon when she was able to get to me. And so at the time I saw her, I said, hey, doc, I really don't care if I have a scar. I'm old, I'm covered in scars, I've got tattoos. Like, honestly, I don't care. And so if it makes more sense to come in, because it was like right under the skin, about 10 o'clock up here. It's like, just just right under the skin, like. And I said, if you want to just, come in where it's at and just, move it the shortest amount of distance and make the smaller, less deep cut. And she agreed. I think because things were 2 hours late, and that would have really saved her some time, not having to do all that scar hiding tissue repair work. I don't know. So the surgery happened. I went there. Another IV. I have itty bitty little veins. They jump out of the way. Phlebotomists hate me. And if I'm really, really lucky, I don't have one with a huge ego that doesn't want to listen to me tell them that baby needles, please. And usually they prefer the backs of my hands because the veins are more visible, closer to the skin there. I've had phlebotomists get super confident that they could deal with it, and I just end up getting stuck more times than I needed to if they would have listened. Anyway, this time she listened to me right away. I don't think she used a baby needle. It was fucking huge needle, but I guess they needed to put a bunch of stuff in me. I remember she said they were gonna put what was it? Oh, an antibiotic. They wanted to put an antibiotic in the IV bag with some anesthesia, I guess. Anti-nausea. That's what she said. And then they wheeled me to the surgery room, and at some point I think I talked to him on the phone, the anesthesiologist, came and just knocked me out. So I everything after that, slept through it. Next thing I remember, I was getting woke up, told it was time to go home. They put a bandage on there. They put the clear bandage on top of that, on top of some gauze. And they said that after about a week and a half, maybe a week, I could pull that off, and take the gauze off and have a look at the actual suture tape. And then the suture tape would probably fall off in about 10 days, or at least if it hasn't fallen off by then, I can go ahead and take it off. It's about halfway off now, but it feels like, I don't know, it feels like there's some little scab in there that's still connected to my skin part. So I just left it at half pulled off, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I've got pictures of the progress. Right when the thing came off, there was some pretty heavy bruising around the area, and after this comes the radiation. I think of all of the things so far, the radiation has me the most nervous. And so, I mean, I did the surgery. It's not my first surgery. I've had a hysterectomy and a shoulder, whatever, rebuild. So I'm not worried about being anesthetized or getting cut open necessarily, but the radiation thing just scares the shit out of me. And I know that it's a lot more directed now than it used to be. So they're just gonna bombard the area to make sure that no more cancer is able to grow back in the same spot. I did talk to the surgeon's nurse the other day, and she said that the surgeon took, I asked if they just took the lump out of the duct, or if they just took the whole section of duct out. And they said that they took the whole section out. So that's just something I didn't know before yesterday. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know what's going on with this today. I tried to comb it to be more presentable for y'all, but and then this happened, and I don't know. It's whatever. You're not gonna judge me for that. I know that. I love you.